YouTube.
Okay, I was wondering why we were getting the Twitter logo, and then my wife texted me. She said, "Are you sure that you guys are live on YouTube? Because I can't
Yeah.
find it."
Well, hey, for those just joining us on YouTube, we'll recap some of the stuff you missed. Yours truly forgot to hit that setting. I streamed it to Twitter, and not this one. So thank you to Sam. No, don't fire Blake and Max. Fire me. That was my glitch. Been a long day.
Jay, you want to recap? Use your mic to
All
recap.
right,
Well, they
let's
missed.
see. I covered the movies I've covered. We talked about Ferris Bueller. We talked about Eight Men Out. We talked about Field of Dreams. I went on a Pete Rose soliloquy, and oh yeah, there was some SEC tournament baseball in Hoover.
All
I
right,
mean, I don't know
let's
what to tell you.
reset from the top. Let's do this. Sam with some good life's advice here. um, okay, here's what we saw today. We saw Oklahoma with terrific pitching from the back end of the bullpen, especially Jamie Hitt and a Jason Walk home run, beat Kentucky, eliminate the Cats. I think Kentucky is still going to be in the NCAA tournament, but it'll wait and see. It will scoreboard watch. Game 2, that was Kentucky. Game 1 was Alabama knocking off Missouri. I don't think it changed anything with Alabama. A loss just could have been a disaster. That didn't happen. I thought what they got from Tyler Fay this morning was super encouraging.
That's Tina Fey's boy.
Tina Fay's boy, as he goes longer in his starts, and I think struck out 6 and walked 1 from memory. I think Alabama's pitching has sneakily gotten better. They'll reset with Riley Quick tomorrow, and what'll be a dandy against, Marcus Phillips is who Tennessee's throwing. Anyway, so there's that, and then in the nightcap, Florida just looked dominant. The power was on display. Second time around, the order for Brandon Stone was a disaster. Carolina's bullpen wasn't a lot better. I thought the Florida on the mound, the guy that I don't think had seen pitch all year for them was really good. I think he was 95 with the fastball at times or close to it, was the Roland kid. First win of the year, he goes 3 2/3, gives up a couple. And I think when he came in, Florida was up maybe 4-1. So they didn't need shutdown outings. They just needed a guy to keep the lead, which he did. That's kind of where we left it. I think to reset, I think the hosting conversation between Alabama, Ole Miss, Florida, and Tennessee is going to be super interesting. I think tomorrow, Alabama, Tennessee could make the decision easier for the committee. I think Florida's going to have to win a few more. But, man, if Florida gets to the weekend, 15-15 with all the injuries, with the RPI, I think Florida's going to have to be in the conversation. Tennessee wins tomorrow. The metrics are there. And then Ole Miss, RPI and KP aren't quite there. But Ole Miss had a bunch of good wins. I think 16 quad one wins. I think that was – I don't remember if it was the most in the country. It was definitely top 2 or 3. So, with that, guys, a lot of stuff still to play for. We talked earlier in the night about potentially if A&M had played and gotten beaten, that you could see 2 coaches coaching their last games at their respective schools. One of those coaches will play tomorrow morning because the A&M Mississippi State game got it's not raining here yet, but they were scared of rain, and so they moved it to the morning. So that is from the top. There's your reset for those just joining.
Let me ask you guys about Oklahoma. 2 things. One is about the game. Today, their offense showed up a little bit. They only had 7 hits, but they did score 5 runs. 5 runs has kind of been the magic number for them lately. They've only done it 3 times in the month of May. So anytime they get help offensively, that helps. My other thing is, are you guys going to buy stock in Oklahoma? Because they announced that they're going to go all in, it seems, on stadium renovations.
I'll buy stock as long as Skip Johnson's there. I
I'm
mean, he's
not.
done more with less. I'd love to see what he can do if he can do more with more.
I'm not in because of the league. I mean, you can renovate the stadium and that's all well and good, but that's recruiting 2.0 in 2017. I mean, these days, is your money better spent renovating your facility or loading your payroll?
So here's the thing with Oklahoma. Jay, they're kind of doing both. They redid the softball stadium. We know how great they are softball wise. And then like they are now starting to spend money on student athletes as well. Like they got the number one women's basketball player in the country. I think she's from Texas. Nobody really had her going to Oklahoma, and she goes to Oklahoma. And the numbers that are being tossed around for what she signed for, like crazy. And then you look at what they've done in football. Like they hired Nagy from the Senior Bowl to be their general manager, and then like all their portal additions. So it seems like they're going all in for players in a variety of sports and facilities.
Is this because of fan interest or because of Texas hatred? Because Texas has jumped in the SEC pond with both feet to a football team that is probably going to be preseason no worse than 3. A basketball, hey, there went Bo Jackson. A basketball team that went and hired the biggest name on the market, and a baseball team and a softball team that's been top 5, and a baseball team that's going to get the 1 seed.
I don't know who Oklahoma's money people are. I mean, obviously Loves, but like other than that, like I have no idea. Like I don't know if Wes is in the chat or Jim, some of our Oklahoma fans, but like we know Texas has money. I'm just curious, like what that looks like for Oklahoma.
Well, it's really got to be a big go big or go home. I mean, otherwise you're going to fade into, as Mike Tyson said, you're going to get knocked into Bolivia. And so if you're not going to be willing to pony up and compete, then why be here?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And going into tomorrow, there's a real chance. This is a historic week of failure for Texas A&M. And I don't mean that in any way to offend any of the Aggie fans, because I'm not going to say anything they don't already know. But the softball team was the first number 1 national seed not to make a super regional. And the baseball team, I think, is about to be only the 2nd program in baseball and basketball to be preseason number 1 and not make the tournament.
Mm-hmm.
And the other was like the 2022-23 North Carolina team.
Yeah. Yeah. The thing I'll say about the Oklahoma baseball stadium, like when they redo it, they got plenty of room down the line. There's just for whatever reason they just don't have any seats there. Like it's all grass. So I mean they got room to do it, but again, you just kind of have to pick and choose. Do we want to spend money on facilities or players? I've said it before, but you go to like NFL training facilities, like I'm a Saints fan, where the Saints train and practice. Guys, it is not nice. You want to know why? Because all the money goes to the players.
And to your point, Dash Rip Rock, and you put this in the chat, OU baseball stadium is tiny and boring. It looks like a high school baseball field in Texas. Well, I've seen a whole lot of the high school facilities in Texas, and I'm certain there's some high school baseball fields in Texas that were better than Fulton County, back where the Braves played for the first 35 years of their existence.
No doubt. Allen High School.
As an aside, we got a lot of Midwesterners in here. Sam asked a good question last night. Why does SMU not have baseball?
And remember, they don't have softball either. Like I don't
Yeah.
get it.
And too many games on Sunday. I mean, remember what the M stands for.
Yeah, right.
Well,
I wonder
hey,
if any of it is,
when Eric Dickerson was there, the M stood for money.
yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
That's a great 30 for 30, by the way.
It is.
Yes, absolutely.
It is.
Let's see tomorrow. So, okay, reset. Tomorrow we've got Mississippi State and A&M in the morning. What were the pitching matchups? Caden Wilson for A&M, and who was Mississippi State going to throw? I think I grabbed a lineup on my way
it's
out.
their number. It was their 4 starter. Hold on, I'll try to.
I think I read it was Jeff Brantley.
They wish.
Feels a little old for that role.
Well,
was Ben Davis their midweek guy?
It was Sullivan. Noah Sullivan.
Oh, okay.
Was their midweek guy. They weren't going to start Sullivan in the tournament.
Okay.
I'll say this: Noah's got a high arc of success.
Good one.
What?
He was also the best two-way player in the league this year.
2 by
One of
2.
the few.
2 by 2.
Right.
They were going to start Ryan McPherson.
Okay. Who's pretty good, actually.
He's done a little bit of everything. He's been a bullpen guy. He's been a starter.
Yeah, so that'll be good. We get Alabama, Riley Quick, and Marcus Phillips tomorrow. And who did we say Oklahoma was going with?
Let's see. Well, the highlights: Hunter Elliott for Ole Miss and Peterson for Florida. Those are two Friday night guys right there.
Yeah, so that'll be the nightcap. And Georgia, I bet Georgia will throw maybe a Colton Smith game.
I think Go Dang Tigers has a really fair question as we try. It's a strange spot here, fellas, where I'm the one trying to get us back on point. But who is the most dangerous team going into postseason play of Florida, Auburn, LSU, and Arkansas? For me, it's LSU.
I was going to say LSU or Auburn.
I worry about Auburn a little more with Dutton struggling the last start or two. I mean, he's always been a reliever. Is this where he's just, kind of, was it just a blip or is he running out of gas?
So again, all these teams have flaws, and I've said it before. I kind of think Auburn's is pitching. Like, what does that look like moving forward for them? I didn't pick Florida just because their injury situation, at least for the moment, like they are heavily banged up again at the wrong time of the season. So, and then like we know what Arkansas is. Do you trust them in the postseason? Like we're about to find out. And then LSU, I just feel like they've been pretty consistent all season.
They just can trot out so many dudes who are going to run up there 95. I mean, so many.
Well, and we picked our All-SEC team. We had 3 teams. We named 15 pitchers total. And so we had 10 guys on the first 2 teams, and LSU had 4 of them. We named 3 starters, which they had Anderson and Einson, and deservedly so. Einson was first team, and Anderson was second. We had a long slash swing guy, and Cowan was our second teamer there. And then we had just a closer, kind of an in-game short guy. Although Cason Evans can do more than that, and Cason Evans was the guy. Now, after that, it's more talent than anything proven. Not that some of those guys haven't had success. They got a lot of potential first-rounders back there outside those 4 that can deal. But you can look at the stat sheet and see that's been pretty uneven. But Jay Johnson's had a history of getting guys in the postseason to perform to their best. And if he gets a Chase Shores, William Schmidt, any one of those guys, not to mention and who's the guy from Devin Sheeran? If Devin Sheeran gives him some innings, he's an elite talent. I think it's LSU. I've gone back and forth on LSU and Arkansas all the year, and I wouldn't discount Texas either. By the way, I know that wasn't the question, but
Yeah. Ben with a different twist on this question. Which head coach do you trust the most among those four?
And he rightly raises O'Sullivan's name. Again, when you're splitting hairs in this league, if you pick one over the rest, it's not a indictment on the rest. It's just personal preference of the best of the best of an elite selection of choices.
it's like asking who's your favorite child.
Right. Well, all four have been to Omaha. Two of them have a natty.
And Van Horn should.
Mhm.
And Butch Thompson, look, I think Butch Thompson gets as much out of his guys as anyone.
Can we really say should? You
Yes.
either do or don't.
Yes. Yeah.
Either do
I think
or don't.
if you played Dave Horn's,
twice.
I think if he played his career over for 20 years again, they'd get one somewhere.
Jay, I'm telling you, if they got past Ole Miss in 2022, they're going to beat Oklahoma. Like I'm telling you.
It's Bobby Cox and the Braves.
But they didn't. And don't even bring up Bobby Cox to me. That dude wasted more talent than Ryan Seacrest on American Idol. Dude had like 5 Hall of Famers because Andrew Jones should be in the Hall of Fame. And revert back earlier, somebody said we were unanimous about Pete Rose getting in. No, we were not. We were in agreement that we understood the decision to bring him back off the lifetime ban list. But if I had a ballot, I wouldn't vote for him.
Yeah. By the way, we touched on this earlier with SMU baseball and softball. I don't think money would be an issue anymore for SMU.
Nope.
How many travel teams can you hit within a stone's throw of campus there? Probably. I'm guessing it's.
Well, then why is Georgia Tech not number 1 in the country?
That's a bit.
But Georgia Tech's in a regional every year.
Hey, you want to talk about a guy who he and Dave Van Horn need to have a serious conversation about what should have been is Morris at Georgia Tech. That dude had rivers of talent for years and never got one.
Yeah, when you look at the team where he had Veritek, Garcia Parra, and Jay Payton, he had 3 big leaguers.
We're talking Danny Hall, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wasn't Kevin Brown
leaders?
Kevin Brown was on that team.
Jeez. Now, who was on the team again?
I don't think.
I'll double check.
No. Brown would have been older than those guys.
Yeah.
Fair enough. That was the team in '94 that lost to Oklahoma.
No, Kevin Brown was in the big leagues late '80s.
Yeah, he is from Georgia, though. I didn't realize he was from Georgia.
Yeah. Talk about a guy that just got forgotten. Kevin Brown.
Great career, though.
Yeah, I think he just wasn't very well liked.
Come on in.
Probably.
Yeah, hold on a second.
Room service?
Wait, what, do you get a little DoorDash? What's Graham doing? Getting the late night pizza?
I don't think LSU's got they've got a lot of really talented arms. I would take Vanderbilt's to theirs. And it's not as much pro talent, but it's more effective. I think I might take Auburn's to theirs on the whole. Well, I don't know. Auburn's got a weird bullpen in that they don't have lights out guys, but they've got a lot of guys who pitched a lot of ball.
Absolutely. And one of the things that makes this so weird is it's like playing match play and then playing, or it's like playing stroke play for the first 2 rounds, the SEC tournament and then the regional, and then playing match play in the super regional. Because I don't necessarily think bullpen depth is as big a deal in the super regional as it is in the next 2 weeks to get to the super regional. Because then you're gonna lean on your leverage guys in a 3-game series where you only got to win 2.
I got my credentials, Sam. I got my credentials for the tournament. I'm broadcasting tomorrow.
Oh, is that what that was?
I got to get in the ballpark somehow.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought you were getting a little bottle service. I'm thinking, all right, Graham's got a party.
Also, I don't think there's a Raising Cane's or a Whataburger in the state of Illinois. If there is,
Where in Illinois are you?
Marion. Remember
Marion, where Pete Rose was in the pokey.
Oh, you said that like
yeah.
40 minutes ago.
Sam, I
What's in
got
Marion?
the Ohio Valley Conference tournament. So your Tennessee Tech Golden Eagles.
No, that'll be an interesting one. I think winner of that goes maybe to Nashville.
Probably. The top 3 seeds are like all around the Nashville area. So more than likely. Yeah, tell Bragg I said hello. Talk to him today. He's one of the nicest head coaches in the country. I'm not just saying that either. Like, he's a phenomenal human being. His son's on the team, as is Mike Vrabel's son. They both play for Tennessee Tech.
And their closer has a brother who plays at Tennessee.
Yeah. Tech could
That's
fit
way
into
on him.
Clemson or Athens. Yes, they could.
Yeah, I think Josh is right. I mean, LSU. I'll just give you names for LSU. Again, Anderson, Ianson, Shores. Anderson, Ianson, Cowan, Evans. That's their top 4. And then it drops way off. Chase Shores, 5.05 ERA. William Schmidt, 440. Both those guys allow a lot of base runners. Now, Jaden Newt's been interesting because Jaden Newt's pitched well lately. Talented lefty who's been hurt for a couple of years. He's started to sneakily get in the mix. So I'll grant that one. That might be one piece I wasn't thinking about. Maverick Rizzi, Connor Ware, talented. Ware's a pro prospect. I saw him on Baseball America's 400 today. I don't remember where. I want to say top 250. Could be wrong. Talented, 21 innings, 5.48 ERA. DJ Premium, Jacob Mayers. Jacob Mayers, I did not expect this, was looking on BA's top 400 for the draft. He was listed in the 270s. Didn't see that coming. Transfer from Nicholls State, was a dude there. Hasn't thrown much this year just because I guess can't throw strikes, but talented enough to be a pro. And that's like, it's these kind of guys. It's guys that are going to be high draft picks because of the talent, because the pros see something there in the fastball, velo, secondary pitches, whatever, but they just haven't put it together. Now, I mean, we might look back in 10 years and go, holy smokes, look what LSU had on that staff. But they're not there yet.
Is Josh trying to say, like, is he saying that Arkansas and Vandy do have a good bullpen?
He said it's better than LSU's, and he's right.
Just making sure I was reading it correctly.
Well, Josh brings up a good point on Florida, too. I mean, they did get 6 wins against Missouri and South Carolina. But at the same time, I mean, my goodness, if a team deserved a break, it was Florida this year with the injuries.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's fair what he's saying, but also, like, they have no control over that. Like, you play who you're assigned, and they went 6-0 in those games.
Yeah, and caught Mississippi State when State wasn't playing well too. But, took 2 or 3 from Arkansas and 2 or 3 at Texas when Texas was playing well. Caught Alabama in Gainesville, won that one. So, they've won 5 series in a row. No, they won, 6 series in a row. And again, one's Missouri, one's South Carolina, one's Mississippi State when it wasn't playing well, but you have the other 3. Those are, all top 10 RPI teams.
Ben says 6 wins against Arkansas, Alabama, and Texas.
Yeah.
What's our takeaway, boys?
I mean, I saw Florida with my eyes tonight. And granted, I've probably, like, we're choosing between 8 games a lot of days, okay? And the start times are staggered, so it's not like all 8 are playing at once. But you're limited in what you can watch. And I've probably not had as many eyes on Florida this late in the season, because when you start 1-11 or whatever it was, 1-10, you're just not going to be a factor for the conference title. But man, seeing them with my own eyes tonight and the way they hit the ball, and it was South Carolina, I get it. But I mean, if you're going to get it out of Hoover, you're going to earn it. And they were just hitting rockets all night.
Mm-hmm. We got the super chat.
My biggest takeaway is the tournament starts tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. Georgia could be there. They're in that tier of Auburn, LSU, and themselves that I don't really know how to order.
I think they got to make it to at least the semifinals to be top 4.
See, I don't know. Let's say you beat Oklahoma and you lose to Vandy. I don't think that's a game. I mean, they're number 1 in the RPI, man.
And Vandy's up there too, right? Vandy's what,
Yeah.
top?
In most of the, well, let's see. D1 had Vandy, the 2 or the 3? I think we had them 4. BA might have had them lower, maybe a 7. I don't remember. It's interesting to look at BA and D1 and see how different they are and how they've ordered the hosts and how different they are on who they have hosting.
Yeah. Why do you think that
I can empathize, because you heard me trying to go through it the other night and going, I don't know how in the world you put these together. Here's my best guess and why, but level of confidence almost to 0.
Yeah. I just
Randy.
wonder if they get together, if they're like, hey, Randy, if they're like, hey, what did the other one do? Let's make ours a little bit different. Or if they handle it kind of like you did and they're like, this is my best guess. Like it could be anywhere from this range to this range.
There's a third possibility there too. And in today's modern media, and I hate it as a member of today's modern media, where you just throw a whole bunch of junk against the wall to get clicks because it's outrageous.
Yeah.
The problem with the media, I mean, there's a lot of them, and we know one of them. Like,
if you say it's me, Chris, I'm driving to Hoover.
it's not Jay Greason. Not on my list of things I have a problem with. But I do think there's like a lot of pressure in media. Like, and you see this for us, right? It's please an algorithm. Okay, well, great. Sometimes that's a little bit at odds with the content you want to do. In order to please an algorithm or Google or whatever, you got to get your stuff out quickly. And what quickly does is it leads to finished work, but maybe finished work that wasn't double checked. And I just think speed has been the enemy in a lot of stuff with media.
Mm-hmm.
And I've done my best, but I mean, how many times have I come to the mic with, I got my stuff done 5 minutes ahead of time? And I spent a lot of time on it. You guys have seen what I do, but I think that's part. I think everybody's in a rush, and I feel bad for the D1 guys in particular because like the bracketology is only one thing that they're doing, right? They're doing their own rankings. I mean, and that's with some of us too, but like they got a lot of stuff on their plate, and when you're trying to get stuff out Monday morning, you know, sometimes you'll miss some things here and there. Trust me, because I've done it too.
I've got a, and I don't think they'll do it because of home games and whatever else. I think college basketball needs to eliminate some games and start later. And I think college baseball needs to tighten some of the February games. And I don't know if they have 2 of 3 series that play in on the weekend before to where we get to 8. It really doesn't feel like an SEC tournament without some sort of double elimination factor. And maybe that's just year one of the change, to Josh's point. But today did feel very lackluster. But I also think that had a lot to do with the divide between the bottom, with the exception of Kentucky and Oklahoma. I mean, South Carolina and Missouri were going to get curb stomped by the 16 and under East Cobb Astros. So, I mean, and I'll tell you a story about my experience with East Cobb Astros because I pitched in the Georgia State Little League tournament against the team that ended up from East Cobb that went on to win the Little League World Series in 1983. And that was the first travel team. So a hanging curveball from the fat-faced kid in the middle, and some of you guys call the high blood pressure guy, really kind of escalated travel baseball as we know it. But, I mean, I don't know. I hope they explore as many ways as possible to make this event special because it should be. Because I hate how the SEC basketball tournament is the most forgettable winner of a major event in potentially all of college sports because they crown a champion at 3:00 in the afternoon, and then all anybody wants to talk about by 5:30 is who's going where.
I wonder how long before conference tournaments are just out, period.
Before how long conference tournaments are what?
Out, period. I heard someone float a theory on that. I don't remember what all the points were, but they were interesting.
I mean, they're always going to be around because they make money.
It's hard to argue with Randy's point. I mean,
is the OVC making money on its baseball tournament this week?
Well, that's a different thing. It's a different format too. So not everybody makes it in the OVC, and it's double elimination. So it's a one bid league. So also that's my wife right there with that Mississippi State question.
Oh,
I can't believe she's watching. Also, is MJ asleep? Must be.
Hey, come on now. You know the fundamentals of journalism. You can't answer a question with a question. And to Moonshine's point, before we get back to your far and away better half, wow, all 3 of us outkicked our coverage. Moonshine asked, damn, Jay, you are old. 3 exclamation points. First off, I've never used an exclamation point or an emoji. So I'm proud of both of those. Secondly, yes, I am old. I don't know what to tell you. I pitched Little League Baseball in the summer of '83 as a 12-year-old. I was a fat kid on the mound, and I could sling it.
Do we have video?
And God, I had an attitude. I mean, huge. It's like Fletch's fro. You know, like Fletch stands 6'5", but 6'9" with the fro. I mean, that was me every single game.
Do we have video of this?
What happened, Josh? Did I miss something?
Oh, I think this is all going back to this guy Ziegler stuff and the NIL stuff that Tennessee passed this week.
Okay. Also, Josh, what do you think about Tennessee going back to Adidas?
Well, I just instantly have to go right here. My Adidas, walking on the hardwood floors. I mean, there's no other way to go anywhere but that.
Let me go back and answer some of these questions. So, Brittany, do I think State will win? Probably. And then Nick asked, am I commentating any games tomorrow? Yes, I am. I got my first game of the day is at 9:30, so breakfast and baseball.
Oh, we're
What are
doing.
you
Hey,
doing
speaking
here?
of breakfast and baseball,
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
we're doing a live preview tomorrow, and I'll be making French toast.
Live, like with the camera on you?
Yeah, why not? Hey, I actually can really cook. I mean, I'm a fat guy. What can you do?
I thought you couldn't eat bread.
No, I'm making it for the kids.
Okay. Okay.
No, I'll and maybe on let's see, tomorrow's Wednesday. On Thursday, I'll show you how I make the best scrambled eggs in the world.
I'm down.
Hey,
I'm making scrambled eggs about every morning for my son for breakfast.
If somebody wants to sponsor this, please. I got to see Jay, like hats, apron. We will sponsor that in a heartbeat. Somebody's got to make this happen.
Yeah, JP is getting at what I was hitting at. It's like when you start sitting out key players because you got nothing to play for but the big tournament, that kind of thing.
And getting to the important stuff, Nick, do I add cheese to my eggs? Absolutely. Half a slice of American and sprinkled in shredded cheddar. You put in, and we'll cover this on Thursday. You go salt and pepper as you're mixing, and then you get your pan extremely hot so that they are not, and then you take it off the heat, and then you continue scrambling it off the heat. And they're the best ever. And aesthetically, I mean, dear Lord, they look like they should be on the cover of Better Homes and Gardens. I mean, if they were a flower or a home, per se.
Jay,
right, I'm intrigued.
You're catching strays for your internet, so you want to defend your internet connection?
Why is my internet connection down?
Not right now. But from the other day.
Well, hey, I may show up in an Inside Out Dirty T-shirt, but I can assure you I'm not cooking eggs or French toast for my bedroom.
Yeah, this is what Josh was getting at. And again, this is stuff that is flying around during the day while I'm watching baseball. We lost Graham. Yeah, I think this hits on it. Jay, are you
I also think the House settlement is hollow as a dead 50-year-old oak tree, because they're going to try to impose some sort of salary cap on a collection of student athletes today and in the future, and none of them had a seat at the bargaining table.
Yeah, Josh, I think you've nailed it. I've been saying this for months. Brittany says we're a cooking podcast moonlighting as a baseball podcast. It might be the case tomorrow.
I'm all in, man. I'll go apron. I'm the funniest hat I have is a visor, so I don't know really what to tell you at that point. But
yeah,
I mean, if I do the visor right, I can kind of get a little Bobby Flay worked up in the top. But Randy said Graham just went to get his wife off the pie. LOL. Man, oh man, been a fun day.
It has been.
Tomorrow will be more fun.
How about Graham, man? He's out of, when he's home, the man gets no sleep because they got a newborn. I mean, not newborn, just born December, but a baby. And then he's calling OVC games in the day, and he's joining us tonight.
All right, folks are apparently a little intrigued about our kitchen escapades in the morning. Nick, if you send me a University of Texas hat, heck yeah, I'll wear it. Texas has got great unis. Hogs BBQ. I can assure you, I'll be wearing clothes under the apron, so we're good. I go dang Tigers. I do not add milk or cream to my egg mix, but I'm telling you, they're as good as anybody will see.
Oh, hey, Graham's back.
Right when I'm talking,
I crushed it, by the way, saying that we are a cooking pod disguised as a baseball pod.
yeah, and of course, right when I talk about internet connection, mine and the good old Holiday Inn just cuts out.
I got a Snoop song for Holiday Inn, man.
What you got?
Nah, I'm not gonna do it. Hey, I've already hit you, Run DMC, man. Come on, go down to the Holiday Inn. What's your go-to karaoke?
Ooh, good question.
All right, I'm gonna hit you right now with some late '80s, straight from my man Humpty. Stop what you're doing, because I'm about to ruin the image and the style that you're used to. I look funny, but yo, I'm making money. See, so world, I hope you're ready for me. Now gather round. I'm the new fool in town. Sound laid down by the underground. Drink a bottle of Hennessy you got on your shelf. So just let me introduce myself. My name is Humpty.
Did you get busy in a Burger King bathroom?
Hey, man. Hey. Nose like a pickle. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Moonshine. My eggs were patterned after the Waffle House, to be honest, because I grew up going to the Waffle House.
Okay.
Yes,
my wife
Josh.
has never been to Waffle House.
What?
Mm-hmm.
You gonna change that? You got to.
I've got other stuff to do, but we'll get there one day.
You're missing out.
I know.
All right, you two guys. Hey, we got early work to do tomorrow.
Yeah, we do. Hopefully, I'll sleep better tonight. Oreo howled 4 different times last night.
Josh's point is perfect. Perfect. And I hope Greg Sankey's paying attention, because that's what happens on the first day of a single elimination tournament. Perfect. It's also what happens, Josh, when we used all of our baseball content when Chris was apparently streaming it to his 7-year-old. So, I mean, then we had to reboot, and we don't know what we've said and haven't said. And I am just going off script.
I had 2 big-time brain farts on the production end today. So, anyway, tomorrow's a different day. Maybe some sleep will help that. Graham, you get some sleep, my man.
Yeah, 4 games tomorrow.
Yeah, but nobody will wake you at night.
Brittany, I'm not going to get sleep. Guys, I made the mistake first road trip. After our baby was born, came back. He was like, "How'd you sleep?" And I was like, "Oh, it was great. Like I slept like a rock." The look she gave me was like, when you say something and it's like, boy, I immediately regret the words coming out of my mouth.
Yeah, I was gonna say I could tell you that's a mistake.
We may have gone off script, but you guys in the chat are hilarious.
Yeah. Not those kind of enemies, Randy. Just gonna put that out there for the record. Hey, you guys hadn't been around for this guy much. This is one of our regulars for football and basketball, SC Scout guy. Glad you're here, man. Have missed you.
That's pretty impressive now. I mean, I know softball may not be top of mind for a lot of folks right now, but 9 in the super regional is stout. And that's without Texas A&M, the 1 seed, getting bounced.
Yeah.
Randy, you calling your shot?
We could have a lot to talk about tomorrow.
I like how all the Texas fans are asking us our thoughts about A&M softball.
I tell you, the one I took away, I watched that game. I watched the decisive game.
It wasn't fluky.
No. What blew me away is Dot Richardson was coaching Liberty. I mean, Dot Richardson coaching Liberty is like Larry Bird coaching Miami of Ohio. I mean, you look up and maybe the greatest player of their generation is coaching a mid-major, and they're legit.
Yeah. Liberty is going to be legit in almost anything just because they're going to have way more money than everybody in that conference.
Well,
what's your joke?
His face is frozen. That's the best.
I'm good.
Is this podcast more or less entertaining when our internets all suck at the same time?
No, my face wasn't frozen. I was just trying to follow along to advice from way earlier in the chat that I need to stick to the teleprompter. And I got to tell you guys, one, I've never had a teleprompter, and two, I never stick to it. I mean, for God's sakes, I just unloaded like 4 verses of Humpty.
You don't think you would pull a Ron Burgundy?
Oh. Go bleep yourself, San Diego.
Well, we love San Diego.
I'm Ron Burgundy?
Josh, I got the answer. I know the answer to this question, Josh. Why? Because softball, it's 2 hours no matter what. You can take it to the bank. It is 2 hours. The games are fast. They move quickly. College baseball, you don't know if you're going to be there under 2 hours or you could be there 4 hours. Remember the Texas-Arkansas games? Like, I felt like every single one of those games was like 4 hours this past weekend. That's legit the answer right there.
We're getting a fair number of softball questions, and Go Dang Tigers is asking who will LSU hire for softball. I think the rising tide is raising all boats across the SEC in almost every sport. And if you're not competing, you're dying, because you can't stand to be 12th long in this league, or you're throwing out an anchor.
I think we know who their athletic director is, Scott Woodard. What's his track record? He likes to go big. He likes the sexy home run hire. So I think that is the avenue that he's going to go. I don't care what the sport is. That's what his track record is, going back to his days at A&M. And wasn't he at Washington before? Like, that's just what he does.
So tomorrow morning, 8 a.m., we do it again. Jay will be cooking his famous eggs while we're doing that. Graham,
we're doing French toast tomorrow. We're doing eggs on Thursday.
Oh, French toast. Okay. And Graham, you'll be on the way to the tournament, right?
Correct. First pitch 9:30 in Marion, Illinois.
This is the one we need to end right there. Trey Laws, Vandy, undefeated in softball since 1873.
He's got a point.
Can't argue with a point.
Gentlemen, parting thoughts.
I'm going to copy paste what Jay said a moment ago. The tournament starts tomorrow in the SEC.
I think Texas A&M is the biggest story, not only of tomorrow, but across college baseball. Because, I mean, we could very well be talking about Early being one and done.
Yeah. And I think, Graham, we still – I think that's it for Paul Mainieri.
Yeah, so if you're watching on YouTube, I promise we addressed this. This is when we were on Twitter. But yes, Paul Mainieri, that is one to watch, especially now that their season is over. I know he talked to the media after the game, and he said the administration has given him the utmost confidence, and he's not making any changes on his staff. We'll just have to wait and see.
I agree with what Josh says right there.
Yep.
The Tennessee Bama, and we talk about storylines for tomorrow. Tennessee Bama are playing to sleep in their own beds in the regionals.
So is Ole Miss.
Why is he throwing Weston Moss, Randy? I think it's because that gives them their best chance to win the tournament. I know you got to win the first game first, but resting your other guys and pushing them back gives you a better chance to do that. And Moss is pretty good.
Mm-hmm. More South Carolina questions from SC Scout guy.
We talked about Josh Elander earlier. We think
Landon
Graham, what was
Powell.
your list? Because it was your list. I'm quoting.
Yeah, so
let's give
Elander,
your-
he came close last time. Assistant coach at Tennessee. He's 31 years old. Obviously, he's never been a head coach before. He would be in the mix. Landon Powell. I know a lot of South Carolina fans want him because he's from there. Ton of success at the Division II level. 2 natties. He's played for 4 total. And then, I just think you'll see somebody like Chris Lemonis. He's from South Carolina, national champion head coach, tons of experience in the SEC and at the D1 level. So I think it's an interesting list without a doubt.
I think they got to call Cleveland and see if Lou Brown from Major League is. I don't know. I got a guy on the other line about a set of white walls. That guy got the most out of the least roster in the league.
Jay, where are you on Major League 3?
Side story, shocker, I know. The guy that played downtown in Major League 3, his name is Walton Goggins, and he's had a great career.
Yep.
He and I went to high school together his first 2 years at Campbell in Smyrna before he transferred to Lithia Springs. But he always said he wanted to be an actor. Great kid. I've seen it multiple times because it was like his first big break, and I've known him since we were kids.
Yeah,
I
he's
don't
on.
think I ever got to Major League 3 because I don't
it's
think
terrible.
I got through Major
The
League
movie's
2.
dreadful.
Chris, you can skip it. It's like Rocky 5. Like you don't have to watch it.
And Rocky 5 is such an outlier because 4 is tremendous, and then it leads into the creeds. And you want to talk about such a great outside of the sandwich compared to Rocky 5. It's like making a perfect sandwich and then having spoiled cheese right there in the middle of it.
Yes, Josh. They play the Twins are the main team for whatever reason, probably because that's the only team they could get the rights to, and they play a minor league baseball team.
No, Josh, no one's telling you that the Lord cannot hit a curveball.
All right, let's get some sleep.
Yeah, because Joe Boo needs a refill.
Joe Boo needs a refill. Eggs with Jay in the morning. No, I'm sorry, not eggs.
French
eggs
toast. French toast tomorrow.
French toast. Okay, yeah. French toast and baseball. 8:00 in the morning, Central. Hope you join us. Thank you for joining us tonight. Sorry about the screw up on the late notifications. That's on me. Yeah. Next time we'll get it right. For Graham Doty, for Jay Greason, I'm Chris Lee from Hoover. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again in the morning.